Hello, my name is Donald Sexton, and this is another video that is introducing myself and the health and financial hardship that I've suffered over the past several years, and the exploitation and injustice that I've experienced due to the corruption of what I call kleptocracies, and among other descriptions and um, I suppose titles that I could give these organizations and dysfunctional systems, malevolent organizations and dysfunctional systems. But as I've indicated, I retired from the United States Navy about 9 years ago, and I've expressed disillusion and disassociation from Scamerica, and as I've indicated, I've received no compensation nor adequate treatment for service-connected issues, no educational assistance, and when I was injured by Tor Christian Becken, and he plowed into me while I was bicycle commuting, I was exploited. The medical attention was negligent and rife with malpractice and disregard, and it was accompanied by fraud and forgery, cronyism. I even indicated when as I had tried to resolve the matter through the processes of grievance and complaint, that the idea of patient advocacy is nothing more than a figurehead. And I didn't indicate this yet, but when I had even received an anonymous phone call from the Naval Medical Center. Well, yes, they indicated they were from the Naval Medical Center, but they didn't indicate their name. They didn't want to indicate their name, but they threatened. It was horrible how they threatened me. I'm going to have to explain this because I know I've diverged a little bit when I was explaining the type of attention I received from the Naval Medical Center, and this kind of is past. Chronologically, it's past that. When I tried to express the problems that I had experienced. The as I just to receive an anonymous threatening phone call from the Naval Medical Center, just one of the problems that I've experienced. But there were other issues besides the health and financial hardship that I had encountered, and the injustice, the ensuing injustice that I had experienced and have suffered from. I didn't mention the racially motivated attack that had been perpetrated upon me, and the numerous thefts and vehicle damages that I have suffered, even the food poisonings, both at the commissary and at restaurants. The problems with public works and public spaces to try to remedy the problems there. It's kind of part of my civic involvement, but also part of my just it's kind of a an environmental, trying to resolve environmental issues and public health problems, bring people's awareness to hazards and resolve safety risks. I didn't mention like some of the personal tragedies that I have encountered within such a short time. It seemed like just the world kind of caved in. Everything I just fell deeply when I was around the time I was injured, and just before that, my mother is diagnosed with a condition that she's facing, and almost lost my stepfather. He's been dealing bravely with heart conditions, but he's been getting, the commendable part of what medicine can do, and it's the parallel with his treatment has been striking compared to how I was exploited, and the neglect and malpractice that I've encountered. It's very striking. But about the time when I was injured by Torbecken, and when I was encountering the medical negligence and then the ensuing injustice, I lost a close friend. It was my father-in-law. He passed. He lived a very... The world suffers without him. And I miss Angus a lot, still. And about 4 months after that, kind of sandwiching the time that I had encountered the injustice and coercion by a defense lawyer wearing a black robe named Timothy Taylor. Where he had underserved me. And I will explain eventually the corruption that he promotes, that he exemplifies, the injustice he exemplifies in Department 72. But about 4 months later, after the loss of Angus, my paternal father, was tragically lost in a fire. And I don't know, it was tough. It's been tough. I lost quite a lot of perspective about matters. Some things. I don't know if I lost perspective, but I should remedy that. I gained a lot of perspective on matters, even though I that was just I think a catalyst or even a cause of a lot of that bundled up what I had been experiencing to create a life disruption that I've been trying to bridge. And think a lot of the probably personal qualities and other forces that were either imposed or by coercive measures that were imposed upon me that, were involving suppression. I mean, there's suppression, there was fraud that obscured reality, but that was external. That was involving, when I was attempting to get medical treatment. And kind of just before that as well, just before the loss of Angus occurred, I had graduated from San Diego State, overcoming a lot of, dealing with the injuries and trying to get appropriate and just compensation and remedy and the medical treatment that I needed. I graduated from San Diego State, and I'll get around to how San Diego State, my experiences there as well, as far as my academic pursuit. But even when that occurred, when I had graduated, that didn't matter. It just, dealing with my injuries and the injustice that I was experiencing, it didn't matter. It was like a malaise, a deep malaise. But that was probably just one indication of the situation that I was, that was going to be, basically I was going to become overwhelmed, especially when Angus passed away. When the corruption culminated and unjust and coercive attempt they tried to say it was a settlement, and it's not. It does not resolve anything. It does not settle anything. There are people, there are organizations that are great debt to me still. But sandwiched between that, Angus's passing, and then my father's passing, well, sandwiching Angus's passing and my father's tragic death sandwiched that, the injustice that occurred. And I'll talk about my father and our relationship. I mean, I'm a hopeful person. Definitely, hopeful and optimistic to a fault. Well, actually, it's one of my probably great qualities. But, I do have a dose of cynicism. I do have an aspect that, as I've indicated, that is it's an outlook is founded on skepticism and indicating problems that need to be overcome and addressed, and that. But getting off here, thinking too much about my dad. But as I indicated, there were my father, and I. We were trying to bridge a lot of we were going to. I hope I was going to live with him, and we were going to, because he needed help. And then I experienced the injustice that occurred and such, and he had an accident. And then I became terribly lost. I don't know if it was lost. It was, anyway, I'll talk about it again. Thanks for your time.